My sister drinks water throughout the day and sometimes orders coffee in the morning. In the evening, though, she usually drinks tea. Coffee keeps her awake, and plain water feels uninteresting with dinner. She makes a weak cup with a little milk and drinks it slowly while watching television or reading before she goes to bed. After making the decision, the remaining arrangements were straightforward.
Door 3 is being used for the local coach, and door 4 is for passengers travelling south. To get to Edinburgh, we need to use door 2. Staff will check tickets there about 15 minutes before departure. Please keep your luggage with you and stay close to the entrance, because the coach will leave as soon as everyone is on board. The nearby landmarks were useful, although neither was the destination itself.
I copied 335-3902 from an old address book, but one digit was wrong. The number 333-3029 belongs to another person with a similar name. Mary's current number is 555-3920. Please call after 6 because she will be in a meeting during the afternoon. Save the number once she answers so we do not have the same confusion again. The figures became clear once the different products or categories were separated.
Friday at 7 in the morning was too early for both of us, and Saturday at 9 became impossible because of a family appointment. We finally decided to meet at 9 a.m. on Sunday. We will wait outside the station and then have breakfast nearby. I'll send a message before leaving home so we can confirm that the trains are running normally. The updated schedule suited the people involved better than either earlier suggestion.
The countryside is peaceful and the suburbs usually provide more space for families. I most enjoy living in the city. I like being close to work, shops, theatres and public transport, and I do not need a car for everyday tasks. The streets can be noisy, but having so many activities and services nearby is more important to me than complete quiet. The choice fitted the situation better than the other ideas they had discussed.
Hi, I'm not calling to ask for directions, and this is not an invitation to go out. I wanted to tell you that I will be late.
Oh no, what happened?
My train has stopped because of a signal problem, and the driver expects a delay of about 20 minutes.
Don't worry, we'll wait a bit.
Please begin without me if everyone else arrives, and I'll come straight to the restaurant from the station.
All right, see you soon.
I returned to the shop because I needed to exchange a shirt. I was not buying a skirt, and the dress I purchased fits perfectly. The shirt looked right in the changing room, but at home I noticed a mark near the sleeve. I would like the same style in a clean condition, rather than a refund, because the size and colour are exactly what I wanted.
We looked at prices for travelling abroad, and camping would have been a cheap holiday. Instead, we're going to spend the break teaching. We have joined a community programme that supports younger students. I'll help with English, while my friend will teach basic computer skills. We will work in the mornings and have the afternoons free to explore the area. The practical details made that option more suitable than either earlier suggestion.
The game loads properly, and I can play through most levels and change characters whenever I want. The problem is that it is stopping me from winning. Just before the final stage ends, the screen freezes and the result is not saved. I have tried restarting the console and lowering the graphics settings, but the same fault happens every time I reach that point.
We measured the tree's growth and observed how its roots absorbed water, but those were supporting measurements rather than the main purpose. We carried out the experiment to study the effects of pollution. We compared leaves from trees beside a busy road with leaves from a cleaner area, then recorded differences in colour, damage, and growth over several weeks. The surrounding facts supported that explanation more strongly than the alternatives.
Reducing the budget was discussed, and someone suggested relocating the meeting to a larger office. The main change will be to adjust the schedule. Morning sessions will be shorter, with more time for team discussions in the afternoon. The location and total budget will remain the same. We will test the new timetable for 1 month before deciding whether to keep it permanently. That option matched the person's needs more closely than the alternatives.
I did not have breakfast at a cafe, and my walk in the park happened later in the afternoon. In the morning, I went to look at a view from the hill above the town. The sky was clear, so I could see the river and distant mountains. I stayed there for nearly an hour, took photographs, and then returned home for breakfast. Nothing else needed to change once the main decision had been made.
I heard water and thought the woman might be swimming, but she is inside the house, and she is not crying. She is cleaning. She has already washed the kitchen floor and is now wiping the windows. The water sound comes from a bucket beside her. She plans to finish the living room before taking a break and going to the shops. The choice fitted the situation better than the other ideas they had discussed.
My flatmate has signed me up for 3 trial classes this year. I left spinning after 12 minutes, spent yoga watching the clock, and discovered that boxing gloves smell terrible. She says I simply haven't found the right activity. I think I have found the right conclusion. I understand the health arguments, but forcing myself through a workout makes me miserable. I would rather walk somewhere useful than exercise because a schedule tells me to. My flatmate has signed me up for 3 trial classes this year. I left spinning after 12 minutes, spent yoga watching the clock, and discovered that boxing gloves smell terrible. She says I simply haven't found the right activity. I think I have found the right conclusion. I understand the health arguments, but forcing myself through a workout makes me miserable. I would rather walk somewhere useful than exercise because a schedule tells me to.
On days when I go straight from bed to my desk, even simple decisions feel slow. A short swim before work changes that. By 9 I am alert, patient in meetings, and much less likely to postpone difficult tasks. The benefit surprised me because I originally joined the pool for my back. My posture improved, but the real reason I keep the early alarm is how much sharper and more productive the working day becomes.
Everyone at the running club talks about the wonderful feeling afterwards. Afterwards, I am usually lying on the floor wondering who moved the stairs farther away. Even gentle sessions leave my muscles heavy for the rest of the day. I have learned to exercise in the evening so I can sleep rather than struggle through work. I continue for health reasons, but energy is certainly not what it gives me. Everyone at the running club talks about the wonderful feeling afterwards. Afterwards, I am usually lying on the floor wondering who moved the stairs farther away. Even gentle sessions leave my muscles heavy for the rest of the day. I have learned to exercise in the evening so I can sleep rather than struggle through work. I continue for health reasons, but energy is certainly not what it gives me.
I used to avoid the gym because rows of silent people on machines felt depressing. Then colleagues invited me to their Thursday circuit. We complain together, invent ridiculous team names, and celebrate finishing each round as though we won a championship. The exercises themselves are still hard, yet the hour passes quickly because someone is always joking or encouraging me. Friendship turned a duty into an event I genuinely anticipate.
The Alumni Open Day was strange this year. Half the visitors were sitting in the hall, while the rest joined from villages and other countries on a live stream.
That is one of the best changes universities have made. The internet gives access to people who cannot move, stop working, or pay for accommodation.
Absolutely. A single parent spoke from her kitchen and received the same course information as everyone in the room.
Still, I would not want university to become entirely remote. The friendships, arguments after class, clubs and group projects are essential parts of learning how to deal with people.
For some students, perhaps, others find campus life distracting. My concern is the enormous menu of modules universities now advertise. A diverse curriculum sounds attractive, but too many choices can leave students with no clear academic direction.
I prefer wide choice, provided advisors help students. I am more worried about universities becoming comfortable and slow.
How could universities avoid that?
Competition. When institutions compete for students and research funding, they improve teaching, facilities, and support services.
Or they spend money on glossy marketing.
That can happen, but without competition there is even less pressure to change. After finishing school, I did not go directly to college because I was not ready to start higher education. My grades were sufficient, and although tuition was a concern, money was not the main reason for delaying. I felt exhausted by years of examinations and wanted time to decide what I actually hoped to study. I chose to travel for 2 years, but the purpose was not simply to avoid education or to travel without direction. I wanted to become more independent. During the trip, I worked temporary jobs, arranged accommodation, managed a limited budget, and solved problems without relying on my family. Those experiences made me more confident and also clarified the subjects that interested me. By the time I returned, university felt like a decision I had made for myself rather than the automatic next step expected by other people. A break from study can become wasted time if it has no purpose. But in my case, traveling developed responsibility and prepared me to approach higher education with greater maturity.
The singer we are discussing has performed for more than 40 years. Fans have recently speculated about a new album or collaborations with younger artists, but he has rejected both ideas. After a final concert next month, he will probably retire from singing. He says he wants a quieter life away from touring, recording deadlines, and constant public attention. Retirement does not mean he regrets choosing music, and he does not claim that success arrived too early. Looking back, however, he believes he could have been more successful. There were periods when poor management, long gaps between releases, and his own unwillingness to adapt limited his audience. He remains proud of several albums and of the listeners who stayed with him, but he recognizes that some opportunities were missed. This is not a bitter judgment. He describes a rewarding career while honestly admitting that stronger decisions might have taken it further. His final performances are therefore both a celebration and a thoughtful ending rather than preparation for another major project.